Red Nation, are we here?
The best show for Chicago sports.
Oh my God!
Yeah. We back. What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. How y'all feeling today, man? On the docket today, you know we got to talk a little bit about these Bears as the draft came this weekend. Gonna be talking about asking the question, did the Chicago Bears improve this weekend? We're also going to break down, did the Bears fix their secondary? We're going to dive into Ryan Poles' first draft, all that and more as we keep it going here on the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Live. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. If you guys could hit that like button and subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. The date is Monday, May 2nd. Let's go! Woo! Hallelujah. Big bye. All right. Let's calm it down. Let's calm it down in this mud, man. What's good? Welcome back to another week of the Windy City's Breeze Sports Talk Live. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. Like I said, man, if you guys could do me a favor and just go ahead and
Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
push that button, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. We are still giving away the Iodo Sumu jersey when we get to 13,000 subs. We have crossed 12,900. We're going to have a day this week. I believe we're going to do that on Wednesday this week. Where we're going to open up the phone lines, take your calls, qualify a couple of people, and talk with you to people. Seeing as how there's no Bulls post game anymore, we're going to bring the phones to the Daily Show once a week where we get to talk with you guys and speak to you on what our teams are doing as well. We got a lot of different things coming for y'all this week. Make sure you guys are tuned in with us this week because we have a special guest coming through this week, Wednesday. I'm not telling you who just yet because life happens. You know, I don't want to hype this mug up and then all of a sudden we don't get our guest. But make sure that you guys are rocking with us all week long, because we are putting out fire content every single day of the week. Let's keep it going. How y'all feeling today, man? How are y'all feeling today? This is going to be an interesting day of breakdown. By the way, shout out to the chat. We got Benny the Bull in the chat. What's good, Benny? John in the chat. John, what's good? He's liking the Velus Jones pick. Robert Schwartz in the chat. What's happening? Levante in the chat. What's happening? By the way, we do want to let you know, if you do enjoy this content and you want to talk to us while we're off the clock, you can join in on the Discord. I'm going to pin the link that's in this mug right here. The Discord has been cracking. I think we're up to 48 people in the Discord. So make sure that you guys join on in the Discord. Like I said, I'm going to pin the link in the chat here real quick, and we appreciate y'all for showing that love over there as well, man. Baki's been killing it right now. Robert Schwartz is over there having a great time in the Discord as well, man. And listen, I feel good after the weekend. We were talking about the draft this weekend in the Discord, and I feel good. I'll tell you this, right? I feel like we're following a plan. At a minimum, I can feel good about that. I feel like we're following a plan. Bob, what's going on? I feel like we're following a plan. Do I agree with every single move from the weekend? No. But can I see how that works into the plan? Yes. Those are two separate arguments, in my opinion. Can I see how this works and fits into the weekend or fits into the plan? Yes. And so I got to ask the chat as we're getting this thing started here. Did the Chicago Bears improve in the draft? That's the question we're starting off the day with. Did the Chicago Bears improve in the draft? And we're going to get into that secondary as well, man, because I feel like that's where you got to start. You look at the second round. The Bulls the Bulls. I can't get them off the brain, bro. I can't get them off the brain. The Bears make two really, really good picks to me. Both picks, I believe, are A, different levels of A picks, but both picks, I believe, are A. The part that a lot of Bears fans are upset with was what? We felt like the Bears can find defense. It's what they do. You wanted to see them go offense in this draft, and so we're a little bit upset that they did end up going defense, but you have to look at different sides of the ball and how much this team needs to improve. And in those positions, right, are you getting guys that start right away and move you in the right direction? You started off with Kyler Gordon. Kyler Gordon was somebody whose film we broke down on the show. And by the way, we're also going to be breaking down everybody's film throughout the rest of this week and stuff like that, dropping videos. Our goal is to drop a shorter video every day at 5 o'clock, so be on the lookout for that. We're also going to drop like clips from the show and stuff, but like we want to drop shorter videos every day at 5 o'clock. That's a standalone thing. But I mean, I look at Kyler Gordon's game. The most intriguing part, right, that the Bears did this weekend, especially defensively, is that you got guys that not only are good at what they do, but they're good at what they do without hurting the team mentally, missing tackles, things like that, right? Kyler Gordon, in his entire time at Washington, covering the best wide receivers on every team, has never drawn a penalty. Has never drawn a penalty. Separate warning offense at 38 or at 39 versus the talent that the player you got brings in. Separate warning offense at 39 versus the talent that the player you got brings in. This was absolutely an A pick, in my opinion. He's a guy that is a blanket. I said he's a hard hitter, always in the backfield. If you watch his tape, literally anytime they blitzed him, he was killing somebody behind the line. A quick reaction, had good hands. In the video, I say I would have taken him at 48. Bears take him, or at 48. Bears take him at 39 as we welcome into the chat the man, the myth, the legend, who absolutely feels like they won the draft all up until one Dale Johnson got there. We got Stefan Nadon in the building. Oh, hold on, we got to switch that up, my boy. Steph, what's good?
What's good? What's good?
How you feeling, my boy?
No, I'm straight. I'm feeling good. You know, that was the one pick. I was like, all right.
Yeah, everybody's got the one. Listen, I'm not 100% sold on Velus.
Hey,
everybody's got that pick.
Listen, listen. Yeah. Hey, look, y'all got a draft pick out here that's looking like Prince.
Hey, that's Kyler Gordon, and that's where we starting the day at, man. Do you feel like the Bears improved? Two, what do you think of the pick of Kyler Gordon?
No, I definitely feel like the Bears improved defensively for sure. Offensively, I can't say too much. I know that they took 4 offensive linemen, but I'm gonna be real with you. Out of the 4, I probably think maybe one of them will probably make the roster to back them up. I don't know. We'll see. You know, I like I'm forgetting buddy name, but he said his girl went to I forgot where he said she went to, but she like went and got all the caps, and then she went to the back after
you
that.
Talking about Jaquan.
I like him. But definitely defensively. They've improved. I would say on the defensive side of the ball, I would probably get him a B, just B plus, just because I'm not sold on I'm not sold on the safety. Who's
talking about? I feel like Jaquan Brisker is an
yeah.
excellent pick.
I'm not totally sold on him. Gordon I mess with, but
Brisker, this is the thing about Brisker, right? Like he's going to cover a lot of ground. He's going to essentially be that piece that you need next to a ball hawk like Eddie Jackson can be. He's an excellent wrap-up tackler, which is it shows you where the Bears are trying to go. They're trying to get people in here that at a minimum are good at their jobs.
yeah,
Right? They're trying to get people in here.
And I said that as soon as they picked both of them up, I was like, oh, so they know how to wrap up.
Yeah, and that's what you want. That's a good starting point to be at. Hey, what's he do well? Tackle. Okay, he plays defense. That's good to hear. I really like. I love the pick of Brisker. I feel like he's somebody who can also play the ball really well, along with Eddie.
I've seen the tape. We can have a difference of opinion.
I just feel like he's somebody that can play the ball well along with Eddie Jackson. He's somebody who can absolutely play over the top well. He's somebody who, to me, I mean, I kind of agree with the chat. I feel like he's the best safety in the draft. And he's somebody. Here's the thing: not only somebody that can wrap up, but somebody that can lay the boom. Somebody not only just somebody that can wrap up, but somebody that, listen, you might not want to see if you're a wide receiver coming across. You know what I'm saying? Like he's somebody that when coming downhill, he absolutely can get into you. And so I think there's a lot of upside. And listen, Eddie Jackson can be that piece. I still have hope out for Eddie Jackson, right? I think the last 2 seasons we haven't talked well about Eddie Jackson, and Eddie Jackson hasn't shown us much. But on the other side of that, Eddie Jackson hasn't had a ton of help next to him, right? But you still got to be better. There's no excuse for how Eddie has played for most of the season, for the last couple of years. But by the way, just dropping that one in there. Did the Bears fix their secondary? Y'all let us know in that one as well. But I mean, honestly, right? Like, I feel like not only did you improve, but I feel like you fixed your defense. I feel like at a minimum, your secondary, right? Like, we thought we would see a trade of Robert.
You fixed the secondary.
We thought we would see a trade of Robert Quinn. Looks like Robert Quinn might be sticking around for the Chicago Bears. The Bears said they weren't shopping him. You've got that kind of pressure up front. To me, I really liked in the 5th round going to get Dominique Robinson. I think he's going to bring some good. Dog, I've spent an entire weekend. It was actually a relaxing weekend, but I spent an entire weekend.
I've seen. You enjoyed yourself.
But I spent an entire weekend literally just watching film, and I'm not talking about like just the highlights because that's normally what I watch from college. I was watching full-on games, just kicking it, just like where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? He's on the field. Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? He's on the field, right? Like so like I feel good about the picks. I feel like the pick of Dominique Robinson, pairing that with Robert Quinn as an edge rusher, especially, and not only adding depth at that position, but 6'4", 253 pounds, incredibly athletic, right? Like the biggest issue with Dominique Robinson is that he's a little inexperienced. He doesn't have a great, he doesn't have a ton of experience playing at that position.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't have experience there, but I've got talent, experience is gained. So to me, like I feel like you.
And he's got Robert Quinn on the other side, too.
And you've got Robert Quinn on the other side. I feel like you've vastly improved your defensive line there, and that's going to in turn make Jalen Johnson better. That's going to make Kyler Gordon better. That's gonna make Eddie Jackson the ball hawking safety that he was. That's gonna make Jaquan Brisker better. You know what I'm saying? And it makes that transition easier to me.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with it is where the picture taken, especially when you look at Dominic Robinson. I mean, especially going throughout the rest of that draft. A lot the term that was used a lot of times was, these dudes can play. They got raw talent. They just need experience. So I mean, if he pans out on the other side with Robert Quinn, you definitely have a steal there. I mean, like But yeah, I would say, I mean, and like I said, when Poles made the pick, I said at minimum this team is gonna be able to wrap up and tackle.
Yeah.
So which we complained a lot about last year. So I mean, definitely, like I said, on the defensive side of the ball, I would definitely say B plus. Now it just turns what are those four offensive linemen gonna do on the offensive side of the ball? That's
100%.
gonna make Justin's life easier because, like you said, and we can talk targets all we want to, but they need somebody to keep Justin off his butt. So
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think the interesting thing, right, with it is that to me, you're now talking about you're talking about, right, like playing the way that we have played defensively, improving that. Like even last year, like the Bears to me were bad. Like they allowed what 31, 39 passing touchdowns, something like that, something crazy. But they were still decent in the middle of the fields. It was more so like once you get in the red zone, it's a guarantee. Let's improve on that. And it makes me think of, hey, we want Justin to play well. When did we think Mitch was playing well? Like it's not just the offensive side. The offense has to improve 100%. There's no doubt about it. But like I said before, there's no way the offense won't improve. Y'all have to understand, Matt Nagy was a historically bad offensive play caller. One of the worst in NFL history. His offense
I'm good, Rob.
has scored less than some of the Bears' offenses from the 60s. There's no way anyone else can come in and be worse than that. So the offense is going to move up regardless of anything else happening. But when was Mitch at his best? When did we think Mitch Trubisky could be a quarterback that the Bears could roll with? When the defense was putting him in good positions.
Short
To
field.
have good looks
Short field.
at the end zone.
Short field.
You
And
do
look,
need.
I'm gonna say this too. I mean, I had to go back and look because we was killing Pat when we did the draft live about, man, they need to get a receiver. What are you talking about? And I really had to go back into my notes. And I remember us. I remember me taking the screenshot, dog. Like the year that they made the playoffs was the only year that the Bears were not last in terms of offense. Like that, and look,
Yeah.
when they weren't last, they were 28.
Yeah.
They were still 28. It goes 28, 31, 31, 32.
Yeah.
Like,
And don't get me wrong, you need Justin to have a good offense. You need Justin to take that step offensively. And
right.
so you do have to give him more weapons. The pick of Velus Jones, right, is an interesting one to me. I feel like that was a little bit high. Baki was good in the chat. Shout out
What's
to
good,
Baki, man.
Baki?
The Breeze's own PR guy. By the way, hit that like button, subscribe to the page.
The
Do Talk
Black
Chicago
Adam
Sports. The Black Adam Schefter in this mug, man. Dog, you know what's crazy? I saw a video yesterday just going, like it just popped up on Facebook, and Baki commented on it while we were like, he was commenting in the chat. It had to be one of his first videos because I remember being like, hey man, I don't know how to say your name, bro. Bakwai, but it's QI. What's going on with that? So that was hilarious to see, dog. It was like Baki Yazin. What's going on with that, bro? I don't know how to say your name, brother. Now Baki's become literally a staple of the channel.
Literally the P1.
Literally the P1 of
P1
the
out of
channel,
all the
bro.
P1s.
He is the chat god right now. But no, like it's one of those things where, to me, are there picks where I feel like the Bears could have gotten better value. I can't say no to that. I feel like Velus was a reach for us. I feel like Velus would have been there a little bit later. If you wanted to trade back at that point, you could have gotten something better there, especially with what was ahead of us. But I also went into this looking at, like I said, looking at a ton of tape this weekend. And as I looked at what the Bears needed, I looked at where are we going to have the most opportunity to throw the ball? Like, Justin needs the weapons. Justin needs to improve. But what are the things that we really expect to happen this season? I hope Tevin Jenkins takes a step. I hope that there's some help offensively. I really, 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 I'm not going to lie to y'all, like, high on the pick of Braxton Jones. High on the pick of Braxton Jones. I thought that was I don't want to say A+. I'll say B+ move, right? Because it is still Southern Utah. You don't know what that's going to be. You don't know how that's going to pan out, right? But I really like that pick, and I feel like he can play that right tackle position for you. But here's the thing. Where are the Bears going to have the most opportunity to throw the ball? Short fields. Velus
short field.
Velus
and this the thing. This is the thing too, though. Like, and you see when Post talks about it, he always says like, we need linemen. They're going to run the ball so much.
Yeah,
Muddy's gonna think it's 06. Like,
oh yeah,
Muggs really gonna think it's 06. Like Herbert and Montgomery are going to get carries. So basically, if you can kind of open it up like how the Cowboys do with, like, you run the ball till you get to the 50, and then everything after that is like open game. And unless we see a matchup that we know we're completely torching,
yeah,
that's basically that's basically what's gonna happen, because I see Kmet like legitimately, if Poles was right about the picks, Cole Kmet's gonna have a breakout season. Like, by all means, because he should be able to get open
the
with
biggest
what
issue,
they're talking about running this offense.
Absolutely. The biggest issue with Kmet last season, and I think this is the part, right, where like Bears fans kind of were off Kmet, is the end zone. Cole Kmet in the middle of the field was fine. Cole Kmet was actually the Bears' most secure wide receiver. I know we all hate it, right? But like, if you go look, Cole Kmet was legitimately the Bears' most secure receiver in the middle of the field. The problem is you're that big, and when you get in the end zone, you're supposed to come down with the ball. If I put the ball on your body and you drop it consistently, that is a problem. I also think we're going to see a difference in philosophy, though, with the Bears, especially at the receiver position. And at the tight end position, because it's not going to be, hey, you were drafted here, so you have to play. You're not going to see that. You're going to see, if you're not producing, we will absolutely put Jesper Horsted in this mug. We like that. That's really,
hey, and they mess with Jesper Horsted too,
right? Justin loves him. That's Justin's guy. You know what I'm saying? So like that, to me, right? That's going to be the interesting one where I want to see Kmet improve, because in the middle of the field, he seems like he kind of figured it out later in that season. When the ball was coming to him, he was able to come away with it. But when you're in the end zone and you need to just be boxing out for touchdowns, those 50-50 balls, that's the most important thing. So we got Don Burr in the chat. Don Burr was good, man. I'll give Don Burr credit. Detroit had a good draft.
Bro, Detroit, I can honestly say Detroit had an A+ draft. And the Jets had an A+ draft. I gotta give it to him.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to him. I know we be messing with Don Burr a lot, but we gotta let Don take his lap on that, man. We gotta let him take his lap.
Hey, you enjoy your day, Don. That's all you're gonna have.
Yeah, because when these mugs get on the field, that's when we really gotta see.
So here is the question, right? Here's what it all comes down to. We've kind of talked about what the Bears did at secondary. We've kind of talked about where the Bears are going to be going, and what we think they're going to do offensively. When you look at what the Bears did the Bears help Justin in this draft?
I would say yes. Like if I was to give it a grade, I would say C plus, maybe a B. And I did because it's something that I have to like see on the field when all the parts is like moving together. You know what I'm saying? Like I did. This the thing that kind of shocked me though. When they made the O-line picks, because you know we got the Breeze group chat. Is Muggs out on Bourne for real? Like we like
for me, this is the thing, right? And this is
I think Bourne is he's really good.
This is why I don't know about really good.
Well, no, not really good. My fault. We not. Yeah.
But
I
here's
up him like he was Trent Williams.
Here's the thing. No, not that bad either. I don't know if it's that bad either. You know what I'm saying? No, here's the biggest part of it for me. You knew based on what we saw that we were running it out with Tevin Jenkins, Larry Borum, you got Lucas Patrick in there. You've got why can't I think of this mug's name? He's only been our center forever. Good Lord. Why can't I think of who was our center last year? Chat. I am blanking on his name right now, which he was getting run over. So I mean, it's not great. I'm really blanking, but you've got that depth there that the Bears have initially. Cody Whitehair. Thank you, Baki. You've got Cody Whitehair there. But the problem was who's behind these guys if they go down? Who's behind these guys? Oh, yeah, we did have Sam Mustipher as well. Yeah, that's true. Who's behind these guys if they struggle? Who's behind these guys? And I feel like that's the part that I'm excited about, right? Like, if you're going into this next season and I have to ask, did the Bears help Justin in his draft? Yes, because you not only had your linemen in place, but now to me, you've got guys that can step up behind them. Maybe they're not starters. Maybe they're just rotation pieces. Maybe they're just guys that move around the line. But we didn't have that last year. We got to a point last year with the offensive line where we were like, who's blocking? We're going to sign, oh God, who's left? Oh, I got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was a step in the right direction for the Chicago Bears. And then on top of that, I feel like this was Ryan Pace being realistic. Again, two things can be true. I think the pick of Velus Jones was a reach. Not to say that he is a bad player, not to say he's not going to be good in the NFL, but here are the things that are actually true, right? Like he's going to be 25 right now. By the time his rookie deal is up, he will be 30. I keep saying
yeah,
Pace.
that is true.
I keep saying Pace. My bad.
Hey, I was gonna say I think the biggest thing about it is hey, be cool, cause I after the second round, you was ready to keep calling that man Pace the way they wasn't getting a receiver.
But, don't worry about me saying Pace, brother.
Hey,
y'all know how it is.
But
hey, listen.
Think it's kind of crazy, right? Because you know how like with the Bulls, Mud used to say, "Yo, put Matt Thomas in, put these dudes in," and you realize these are the scrubs of the scrubs.
Yeah.
But then like with this, they and like you said, they kind of got back. We don't know if it's a backup, if they are rotation pieces, but at least you know what I'm saying. Like by the time if they do come in and they contribute, these aren't the scrubs that are scrubs. Like I can rely on you to give me a breather for a couple of weeks if need be. You know what I'm saying?
No, and that's and listen, I don't know if they're that, right? I don't know if they're that. And I will say this. I do, again, Velus Jones might be a nice player, but I do feel like it was a reach at that spot. I feel like you could have gotten Velus later in the draft. I feel like you could have moved back a couple of spots and gotten Velus later in the draft, right? I feel like that option was going to be there. But on top of that, I do look at it and say he's a kind of player that fits what Justin Fields will be able to utilize. He's the kind of player that fits what Justin Fields will be able to use as the offense is currently constructed, even if the line is not good. The offensive line at Tennessee, there's a reason you didn't see a lot of those guys coming off the draft board. Right? There's a reason you didn't see a lot of those guys coming off of the draft board. Like, Buddy was basically throwing for his life here. But when Velus Jones got the ball in his hands, he was absolutely able to make magic happen. He was doing this versus top competition. He wasn't doing this at Nowheresville State. He was doing this versus the Alabamas, versus Georgia, versus, you know what I'm saying? And as you watch his tape, you see that when he gets the ball in his hand, he can make magic happen. I get why people are making the Tyreek Hill comparison, but to me, this is different than Tyreek Hill. He's essentially in the body of a running back. When you see him making plays, dog, and I got that tape coming out, that's going to be the video we drop at 5, the Velus Jones breakdown, bro. When you see him making plays, bro, bam, he is throwing human beings. People are trying to tackle him, and he's just like, get off of me, move off of me, stop playing with me, right? And here's the thing. I feel like Foles went for, as you saw in the third round, more depth. But on the offensive side, we needed more protection for Justin Fields. We got more protection for Justin Fields. And on top of that, you have the pieces that you already had in the building. And on top of that, you found you a nice, speedy wide receiver that can take the top off depending on what the protection is. But if your protection is weaker, guess what? You've got a guy that, hey, we want to run this screen real quick. We want to run this slant real quick. Now that they've kind of been sucked in and they're standing close to the line, now take the top off. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. A lot of them plays where he was taking the top off were legitimately, hey, look, if the safety's not over top, throw it to him.
Throw it.
If the safety's not over top, throw it to him. Because legitimately, like I was saying in the draft, right? I felt you should have went lineman at that pick. But when I went and watched this tape after, whenever the safety wasn't over the top,
he was gone.
It was just hut. There was no progression. There was no look. There was no time taken. I feel like that was a pick where, based on what this team currently has, he fits the system. And that's going to be the thing, right? Bears fans got to listen. We can hate the pick now and agree that probably there was better value for that pick there. But if Velus Jones is taking the top off and absolutely destroying everybody, we're all going to love it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he's a god.
He's a third-round pick. He's a third-round pick. I can't believe we got this value. Now, the age thing is going to be interesting, but even on top of that, right, to me, when you're talking about Velus Jones in that position, which is the big piece where I think most of us look at and say, did the Bears help Justin Fields in that situation? He's a player to me that even if he gets to 29 and we feel good about him, and yes, he's going to be older when his rookie contract is up, that just means if he's really good, he might make less money because of his age at that point. That just means that if he's really good, he might not get the Tyreek Hill contract because of his age at that point. Or, hey, look,
Hall of Fame production.
Hey, look, or he's one of the best receivers on the team, and we have to pay him.
like it's crazy. I mean, like, so all in all, though, what would be the grade for Foles?
Yeah, let's get into it, man, because I feel like that's something. By the way, appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. We got 83 people in the chat, man. If y'all could do me a favor and just
push the button. Come on, push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
Push that button, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. We do this Monday through Friday from 11 to 1. Appreciate y'all for tuning in on the Daily Show, man. We're going to have clips dropping after. You see me almost choked myself to death. What was that? We're going to have clips dropping after the show of today's episode, and then we will be dropping a video at 5 o'clock today breaking down Velus Jones tape. So tune in with us on that as well. How would you grade him? How would you grade Ryan Poles in his first draft overall. We'll run through the picks real quick so that everybody remembers them, right? We'll get them out there. Don't worry about it. At pick 39, Bears take out of Washington cornerback Kyler Gordon.
Gordon.
Yep, Commissioner Gordon in the building. Hey, by the way, coming through with the strong Prince look.
Hey fam, yeah, nah, that was crazy. But the only reason why I mess with dude, so hey, some of them wide receivers that went in the first round, he was locking them up.
He was like all those guys you excited about. He was locking them up.
Foles got a steal.
So you got Gordon at 39, Jaquan Brisker at 48, who says, hey, you just got the steal of the draft at 48. Let's hope he lives up to that. Round 3, pick 71, we got Velus Jones Jr. in Tennessee. And then in day 3 of the draft, the Bears turned 3 picks into 11 picks. Shout out to Poles on that one. Getting a lot more depth. You got offensive tackle Braxton Jones out of Southern Utah at 168. Edge rusher Dominique Robinson out of Miami, Ohio at 174. It cracks me up that there's a Miami, Ohio. You got Zach Thomas out of San Diego State at 186. You got Treston Ebner at 203 in the 6th round out of Baylor. By the way, that's the pick right there, y'all, that is the reason I say don't get too attached to Monty. Out of Illinois, you got Doug Kramer, offensive lineman, at 207. By the way, I will say this. I'm not impressed by him pushing a truck in neutral on a flat ground. I don't know. I wasn't as impressed with that. Not to say like, oh, it'd be easy for me to do, but like he's a 300-pound lineman that moves human beings that are trying to push back on him. I would hope he can move a stationary truck in neutral. Anyway, at pick 7, around 7 at 226, you got offensive lineman Ja'Tyre Carter out of Southern. And you got Elijah Hicks, safety, at 254 out of California. A little bit of safety depth. And in the 7th round, the Bears take their new punter, Trenton Gill, out of NC State. We're drafting punters in the 7th round, baby. That's where you draft your punter right there. Is that an Obi situation where, like, he's a punt god?
Hey, fam, listen. I was just about to say that. Was it the Bills? Somebody said they got a... But Buddy was like, yeah, nah, I'm a punt god. Like everything he punts like lands perfectly and then just travels.
A punt god. How would you grade what the Bears did in this draft, my boy?
I would give it a B. I mean, I think Kyler Gordon, if we're being serious, Kyler Gordon who will be named Commissioner Gordon by week 1. I'm saying it here. I'm saying it here. Commissioner
You're not letting
Gordon.
it
go. But nah, like he's a day 1 starter. He's a day 1 starter. I think Brisker could be is a day 1 starter. We need to sign Detroit. Stop that. I think Brisker could be a day 1 starter. But yeah, I mean, like you said, those picks in the late rounds, like the running backs, like you said, don't get too attached to Monty, because I feel like dude is just going to look as soon as Monty is out of there. him and Drew's gonna be running that rock. But definitely, I like the Quinn pick, and then we'll see what happens with these O-linemen. But yeah, definitely a B to a B, definitely a B to a B plus.
I would agree with you. I feel like it's a B draft. I feel like I would have wanted them to go for a stronger lineman early. Flash Gordon's not a bad one.
Nah, but Flash is like that's offense though.
Yeah, who else is Flash Gordon?
But Flash Gordon is like, well, I mean, you know what? It's good because we gave Flash Gordon to we gave Flash Gordon to
Josh Gordon. His name? to Josh Gordon.
Yeah,
but he ain't in the league enough.
We kind of he ain't in the league enough. So, it's okay.
You know what though? I feel like Commissioner Gordon's better on defense,
right? I was gonna say
it's lockdown. It's lockdown. He's locking him up. Yeah, I'm saying he's locking him up. There's a little corruption in there. Yeah,
I do this.
But no, I agree with you though. I feel like a B is a good call, right? Because you got offensive line depth at the end of the draft. You hope some of those guys become an offensive lineman of your future, right? But right now, you don't know. Right now, there's a lot of questions. I feel like, okay, the one to me that I feel like is guaranteed to be starting at some point this season, if not early in the season, if not taking away the job from Larry Borum, is Braxton Jones, right? But other than that, a lot of this is depth. A lot of this is we know that we're going to need more protection for Justin Fields. We don't know if Tevin Jenkins' back is going to hold up the entire season and how that's going to be for him moving forward. I feel like a lot of these are depth pieces for the Chicago Bears later in the draft, which is what you want to find, right? Which is what you want to find. And so to me, I give them a B based on the draft itself. The team makeup as a whole is completely different, but just on the draft. But I mean, listen, finding Dominique Robinson to me is a great find there. I think the only thing to me that brings them, like I'd almost go B+ with it, right? I think the only thing that takes them away from the A is where they took Velus, but not the fact that they took Velus. And I'm telling y'all, when you watch his tape, when we break down his tape later tonight,
that boy nice.
He is nice. The biggest issue with him is that he entered the draft. He probably would have been better suited gambling on himself this season.
You talking about undrafted free agent
and come in undrafted, right? He probably would have been better suited there because you can get the bag initially, like a similar bag, and then if you show out, you can get a bigger contract. But I'm not mad at the pick itself, the player itself. Just sort of the positioning of it. So that kind of takes it out of the A to the B range for me. But I mean, listen, I like a lot of what Ryan Poles did in his first draft. And I think that the thing to focus in on most is that there's always going to be, hey, Roy said Pringle's going to run donuts around people. You got to relax there, my boy. That's actually funny, though. I give you that one. 1,000 points to Roy. Somebody mail those points to him, man. The points don't mean anything. It's like, whose line is it anyway? But somebody mail Roy those 1,000 points, man. But no, I think here's the thing. I think you got good value all the way around. By the way, if y'all have not watched Treston Ebner, that's a great value pick.
Oh, no, that's a great value pick.
My goodness, that's a great value pick. In the 6th round, he could end up being a starting running back in the NFL. And I'm talking about 1,000-yard plus rusher. I'm talking about 1,000-yard plus rusher in the NFL. I think you're going to like how Luke Getsy is going to use a lot of these people. I mean, what do you think the expectation is on how Getsy is going to use these guys that Poles has taken in the first draft? Because he actually went more offense than he did defense, right? And so there's going to be a lot of work with these young pieces. By the way, the Bears probably on their 53-man roster expect 40 of the 53 probably to be 1 to 2 year players.
Oh, no,
That's how far back. If you've got any gripe with Poles in his first draft, that's how far back the Chicago Bears are.
Nah, like I said, I don't have a problem with him in his first draft. I think that you have people who can contribute day one. I feel like how he's going to use the running backs. Like I said, dual running back system. I think that the running style is going to be completely different. And he doesn't draft. Who did you just say? The running back?
Ebner.
But nah. He doesn't draft Ebner unless he's looking to get Monty out of there. I think, and then they say I heard somewhere.
I don't know if it's to get him out of there, right? But when you're coming into a contract year, you don't know what guys are going to want, what guys feel like they're going to command, and so you have to be prepared for, hey, like he might be like, no, I'm a 5-year, $100 million back. And it's like,
yeah.
Hey, Walter Payton ain't walking through that door, brother.
But I think at minimum, like I said, you're gonna see them. This is gonna be a lot of old school Bears football mixed in with a little bit of new school.
Yeah,
because it'll be like that. They'll run the ball, but then like if Tevin Jenkins and Larry Bourne pan out, because Larry Bourne did have some concussion issues. If they pan out,
yeah,
he's saying like legitimately, we're good on those two spots. Our offensive line will be good enough. We could run the ball whenever we get good and ready. We could throw the ball whenever we get good and ready.
yeah.
You know what
100%.
I'm saying? So it's like it's gonna be real interesting. But the position, if you ask me, the position I'm most excited about is definitely running back. You know me. I like to run the ball, but
you love you a good running back, bro. But you be taking them high.
Justin, you can't lie though. All the running backs I take have 1,500 yard seasons, dog. Every one of them.
Listen. You was right there with them taking running backs in the second round, feeling good about it. I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, y'all taking running backs in the second round, dog. I guarantee you.
Wait a minute, time out though. James Cook for the Bills.
Hey,
don't sleep.
This is the difference, though. This is the difference. You know when I'm okay with you taking a running back that high? When you ain't got nothing else you need.
Yeah. Yo,
the Bills is like, a complete football team.
Do you feel like the Bills was just taking mugs and take them?
No, I feel like you're trying to build depth, right? You never know when guys are going to get hurt. You never know when guys are going to go down. You need pieces that are still going to be able to step in. Like, it's not like you stop building your team, but I'm also not going to sit here and act like the Bills came into this like we've got to find another piece at wide receiver. They got it. We got to find another defensive end. They got it. How are we going to get to the quarterback? Von Miller. How are we going to be in the secondary? They got it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing about
I'm not going to lie. The coldest thing I saw was that the corner they drafted, I think Matt Ealer or something like that.
Yeah.
Damn, he was like, give me the playbook on the plane. As soon as he touched down, that man took nothing. He was like, yo, all right, this is what we got beat last season. This is what I got to do. This is what everybody else need to do. But he took his notes. So they definitely got them to steal. But it's like, man, it was crazy because when they was like, yo, this is probably one of the deepest drafts this year. Like, I don't think anybody can be truly upset with any picks they made on either team. If I'm being honest with you.
I mean, listen, I like the picks that the Bears made. I like all the players, I should say, that the Bears picked. I feel like every player that the Bears pick adds value to this team this season and moving forward. In their own way. And it feels like, right, like, was there a splash pick? Maybe Kyler Gordon. Maybe Kyler Gordon's the one where you say is a little bit of a splash pick.
Yeah.
Poles said he didn't. Now this is the thing too. Like, what's GM talk and what's real talk, right? What's GM talk and what's real talk? Poles is like, he said they ran these simulations, which I love that he's literally just doing it like a football player. He's like, no, you keep redoing it. You keep working on it. You keep doing the same thing over. So they're running these simulations over and over and over and over and over again to prepare for the draft. And he said at one point, Kyler Gordon fell to them so much, he was like, I don't know what's wrong with the algorithm. There's no way he's going to get to us at 39. Just ignore it.
Like, I didn't either though. But the thing is, like I said, if you go back and actually watch the tape, some of them wide receivers that got drafted before him that y'all love.
He shut him down. And this is the thing. He shut him down while not drawing a penalty on them. He's never drawn a penty in his college career.
Like, legitimately, what is I seen it on TikTok. Somebody said it was a cold comparison. Somebody said he's never sped up. He looks like the NFL's Damian Lillard. Like, cause he's never sped up. Like, his feet is that nice. He don't draw penalties, and this man is never
he's got really good feet. I'm not gonna lie to you, though. Like, he's got feet like a receiver. It's very weird. There's a play. I was looking at his tape. There's a play I don't know if it was it might have been versus Christian Watson. I don't remember. But he breaks on it. The pass is made. He stops, turns on a dime, toes out, grabs the ball, toe taps, goes out. It
And
looked
that's the
like it
thing.
was
It was with
going
both
to
feet.
him. It
was
looked
with
like
both feet.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to him. That was a really good pick.
It was with both feet. And it was like, yo, when he said Damian Lillard, I stopped. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. I got nothing.
That's
Like,
an interesting comparison. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, we appreciate all the love and appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing all the love, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. We're gonna keep it pushing, man. Because here's the thing: today, if the Chicago Bears go out and sign somebody after 3 p.m., it does not affect the compensatory picks. Is today the day where we will see the Chicago Bears go out and get them a veteran wideout? Jacob Infante believes so. He says that, hold on, let me get this up here. Let me do this. We're doing this professional today. I hope the show feel a little bit more professional in this, I'm saying. Not playing with us. We killing the game out here. Shout out to Jacob Infante as well. He says he'd expect the Bears to add a veteran wide receiver or two in free agency soon. Some names that are available: Odell Beckham Jr., Julio Jones, Jarvis Landry, Emmanuel Sanders, Will Fuller, Willie Snead, Keelan Cole, John Ross, and Albert Wilson. Jarvis Landry would be a very, very interesting pickup. I don't know if I see the Bears going and getting him, but I would be okay with you going out and adding a Jarvis Landry to your team. Will Fuller's had the injury issues. OBJ is injured currently, right? Julio Jones has been injured a lot, but he's also Julio Jones. Depends on the kind of money he commands. Willie Snead, meh. What do you think about the list? What do you think about Jacob's tweet here? Do you feel the same way? Will the Bears go out and add a veteran wideout?
I'm not mad at it. I hope so. Looking at the list, I'm not gonna lie to you though. It's only 3 receivers that I'm probably looking at. I'm automatically taking Odell off of the board just because of the simple fact he's in LA. I don't think he wants to.
He ain't coming to Chicago. Odell been in New York cold. He been in Cleveland cold.
Fam, he's not going to LA just to come back to an even colder spot. Like, let's stop that. I think the biggest thing is that the 2 people I'm looking at on this list is Julio and Jarvis. Because one thing that Post did say that I feel like some people forget is like we need a third down dude.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry, when he's healthy, has some of the shirts hands in the league. I can understand why he left the Browns. Odell isn't there. They're kind of moving in another direction with Amari Cooper and Schwartz and Donovan Peoples-Jones. So I can get why he left. He's still very, very productive if you give him the ball. I like Emmanuel Sanders as well, a little bit up there for me in age. And Julio, even though we know, he has a bit of an injury history now, but when he's on the field, it's Julio. Like,
it's Julio, 100%. And the interesting thing is there, right? Like, Jarvis Landry is still 29, y'all.
Which is the wild part?
Jarvis Landry is still 29. Jarvis Landry, but I think that's the interesting thing, right? Do you want to go try and get him now? Do you want to try and get somebody that you feel like you can tie yourself to for a couple of years, right? Hey, we're going to tie ourselves to Jarvis Landry on a 4-year deal, 5-year deal. That's probably what Jarvis is looking for in this situation, a long-term contract here, which is why he's still on the board. Or do you go with something that's a possibility in the short term? I'm not signing Julio to a big money deal at this point. You're getting Julio at a discount. Hey, he comes in, he gets to work with Darnell. You at least get that experience in the building. Do you go after somebody short term in this situation in Julio Jones, or somebody who you might tie yourself to a little bit long term to in Jarvis Landry? But does Landry come in and instantly become the number one? You know what I'm saying? And is that the direction you want to go with Justin?
I wouldn't say he's the number one, but this is why out of all of the wide receivers on the board, I would take him. Julio won't be there on the field for me as much, which is why I said I'll probably give him like a 2 year, $10 million deal, probably 2 years, 15. But at the same time, I would go out and get Jarvis off of the simple fact: one is juice, two, he has a similar body type to Darnell Mooney, where as in terms of like hand size and all of that, where like he can at least teach him, yo, this is it's kind of like DeMar with Pete Will, like, yo, this is how you get open. This is where your spots is at, because he already got the hand. So I feel like he's going to help him that way. And the fact that he's majority on the field, and when he's there, he's productive.
That's the thing.
I'm taking Jarvis, because
And
like
Jarvis
now, in a year, maybe year and a half, depending on how Darnell Mooney excels, you probably looking at one of the top pass catchers in the league. We wasn't really looking at Jarvis Landry like that, because my man was in Miami with Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah,
but he was putting up 1,000-yard seasons. This just went under the radar because Miami sucked.
No, 100%. And I think right, like, if you're looking for a wideout in this thing, Jarvis Landry is a nice wideout to have. You're talking about most of his career. I think last season he only played in 12 games, but he's been very durable for most of his career, playing in just about 16 games. One season last season with Cleveland before. He played 15. I don't know if that was because of the playoff sit, though. I don't think that was due to an injury, maybe, though. But the last season he played 12 games. But you know that Jarvis Landry is going to be on the field. You know that Jarvis Landry is going to be able to make a play. And you, at a minimum, right? Like, Jarvis Landry can be a 1,000-yard receiver if you utilize him that way. Jarvis Landry can be a 700 to 800-yard receiver if you use him that way. He's somebody that gives you a little bit more option, in my opinion. And so, if I was gonna tie myself to somebody for multiple years, which is probably what you're talking about in this situation, which is why these guys are still on the board, I would go Jarvis Landry. But on a 1-year try-it deal, if you can get Julio Jones in there, if you can get him, like, yeah, go ahead. Like, he's still Julio when he's on the field. The problem is he going to be on the field? I wouldn't go big money for Julio Jones in this situation.
And if Odell ever do feel like he need to come to Chicago, then you go grab him. But
yeah,
it's not happening.
Nah, 2 ACL injuries, 2 an Achilles injury, 2, right?
Nah, like, just 2 ACL, right?
Just the 2 ACLs?
Yeah, nah, just 2 ACL.
I thought he had something in Cleveland. What did he have in Cleveland?
No, the torn ACL.
Didn't he have something in New York too, or was he healthy his whole time in New York?
Nah, he was healthy the whole time in New York. Pretty much. It was just an ankle his rookie year.
And the problem is, right, are you signing Odell to a multi-year deal? Because I think most of us believe that the Bears aren't going to be dominating the game this season. You're probably not going Super Bowl or bust this season, right? Odell's going to be back midway through the season. He tore his ACL in the Super Bowl. So he's probably not coming back until what, week 10?
Week 6 at best, but week 8.
Probably week 8, week 10, somewhere in there. Probably. Yeah. I mean, honestly, week 8 with no setbacks.
Yeah. But if I'm just saying, if he absolutely like needs to come to Chicago, I would give him I think he knows that he's like he can still play. Yeah. Like Muggs ain't. I think he knows that he's definitely on a prove it thing with the torn ACL. So I would give him a 2-year, $10 million deal. 2-year 10 or 2-8. I mean, this the thing. I think we ain't looking at the same deal.
It's so tough for me, right? Because, like, for me, I can't give you the deal until I see how you come back. This is
it's a wait and see thing.
But you got to pay him like it's not, right? You're not paying him. You're not paying him on a 1-year deal unless you feel like you're going to the Super Bowl this season.
I know, yeah, I absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like, you're not paying him on a 1-year deal unless you feel like he's going to the Super Bowl this season. You're paying him on a multiple year deal because you're hoping that by the time Justin Fields is good, right, you're able to come back on the other side of that. And Odell's a part of that. So it's going to be It's gonna be interesting to see this season for sure, man.
Oh, that is true. And Rob, I like that.
What?
Michael Thomas.
Why would they cut him?
You think he's staying?
Why would they cut him?
He already said he went out. They can't pay him. They have no money.
But he's still under contract this season, right?
Is he?
I think Michael Thomas is still under contract
Rob,
this season.
that was actually a good that was a good name though.
I think here's the thing. That's one you're waiting for next year, right? Like, to me, you're gonna have like the Bears can't pay him this season either. Although, fam, they're building that Saints team so weird, bro.
And they're about to get Tyrann Mathieu.
It makes no sense.
Like, they got all the defense in the world with no O.
You can't pay he might be on his contract at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 seasons. Yeah, he's on his contract here.
Wait, so his contract is up after this year?
I think it's up already. Let me see. Michael Thomas contract. Let me double check, make sure I'm not tweaking on this, unless he re-upped.
No.
Oh no, they did sign him. Why is this not? You just not gonna load up? You said forget it. I'm not doing it. Current contract, Michael Thomas signed a 5-year. Here we go. So he is signed through 2024. He signed a 5-year, $96 million contract with the New Orleans Saints, including a $20 million signing bonus. So he signed, but this is the year.
That's the year you're asking for a trade.
Yeah, no. This is the year where the money hits, though, right? So now he's been making essentially $1 million a year because he was on his rookie deal. He's got $1 million this year. Next season in 2023, 15 mil. Following season after that, 18 mil.
Another one, Antonio Brown.
Nah, I'm cool. I love AB, but I also see the track record that follows him. You know what I'm saying? We can point the fingers at as many people.
That track record is wild, though.
We can point the finger as many people as we want, and I think other people are to blame as well. It's never just a one-sided thing. But listen, everywhere you go, there's an issue. Like, at some point, it's also you. You know what I mean? Like, he's an excellent football player. He's an excellent talent. I love seeing him on the field.
It wasn't me. I didn't do this stuff.
But she caught me on the counter.
Yeah. It was you. It was you.
Here's the thing. I think there's a lot of things that go into AB. Like, there's a lot of different things that happen with him that all culminate together. But he's also somebody that brings.
See, this is the thing. I'm not finna see with AB. I'm not finna say his mental health, because I think AB is very smart. I think the way I think what it is the way that he articulates himself. People misunderstand him to the point where it's kind of like, all right, I don't want to deal with you, but I'm with you though. He has to take some type of accountability within that. And if he not doing that, if I have a young team like I do right now,
yeah,
I need you to, like, I can't kind of sort of have you be the leader. I need you to be the grown up in the room, man. Like, if you can't do that right now, I got no use for you. You going to the Hall of Fame, but right now I got no use for you. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. And this thing, like, it's a touchy subject, because I think that there is a lot that Bruce Arians probably did. Like, he said Bruce Arians essentially didn't want him back in Pittsburgh, and Big Ben had to tell him, hey, come play this dude. And Ryan Clark absolutely co-signed it. But you also drove a wedge there. Like, I feel like there's things on both sides when you're talking about AB that play into the conversation, but we only feel like one side can be right, one side can be wrong. Both sides can be wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Both sides can be wrong. And he even the thing that's interesting to me, and the reason, like, I agree with you that mental health might not play into it, is because even he says, like, I heard everybody talking about, like, oh, he ain't been the same since the Vontaze Burfict hit. He's like, y'all just don't know me. I've been this way my entire life. So, like y'all don't know who I am. Like I am me. I am fine. And he's also like telling this to people who have struggled with mental health. I think that they would be like, nah, my boy, we got to get you some help. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. I am excited for the rest of this season. We got a little more Bears to talk about, more of a fun thing, and then we're gonna get into some of these NBA playoffs. But before we do that, man, first things first. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with the Daily Show. Make sure you guys are checking out the short content as well. We're dropping content on this channel all the time. Make sure to get in tune with us on that. We're going to have a video today dropping at 5 p.m. talking about none other than Velus Jones Jr. and what he can bring to the Chicago Bears. So make sure that you guys are watching for that as well. Also, as you see the link in the chat, join up on the Discord. The Discord is where you will get the latest notifications for the Chicago Bears video and all this Bears content and all the content that we're dropping. The reason being because sometimes YouTube don't notify y'all about the latest video and stuff like that. So that's the way to keep track with us, man. You can join up. It's free to join in the Discord, so go ahead and jump in there. Plus, you get to talk to us while we're watching other sports, different teams, all that stuff, man. And we have a good time over there. Baki, Vernell, kids up in that mug, man. We got a lot of people over there that are absolutely getting it in. Also, we want to tell you about, y'all know where I'm going here, Blue Chew. Fellas, it's time to dig yourself out of that winter hibernation. Spring is here, and it's time to get sprung with Blue Chew. That's right, this episode is brought to you by Blue Chew. Fellas, confidence can take you far in life. It also can help you in the bedroom, especially when it comes time to step up to the plate. That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. Here's the thing. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead and be ready whenever the opportunity arises. Had one of my guys from back in the old town, man, hits me up, says, yo, Pat, got this issue. I'm not going to a doctor. It's a little embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have that conversation. Told him, bro, you got to sign up at BlueChew.com. It's simple. You consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Best part, it's all done online. No doctor's visits, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew tablets are made here in the U.S. of A. And guess what? They're prepared and shipped to your door in a discreet packaging. So, if you could benefit from some extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help, and we've got a special deal for our listeners today. Try Blue Chew free, ladies and gentlemen. Did you hear what I said? Free when you use the promo code Windy City at checkout. Just pay $5 in shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Windy City to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the show. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. As we get on the other side of the noon hour, we enjoy having these conversations with y'all, man, and we enjoy y'all talking back and forth with us. Shout out to the chat in here, man. Who we got? We got Roy in the chat, Raging in the chat. Raging got cussed out by Matt Peck the other day. That was pretty funny. I ain't gonna lie to you, Raging.
Hey man, y'all.
Hey, I was cracking up off of that. We got Sirius Jones in the building, man. Sirius, what's good? What else? We got Levante in the chat, Bob in the chat, Broski Bear in the chat, what's good, man? Taurus in the chat, what's good? Eric in the chat, what's good, man? Shout out to y'all. Tim in the chat, Burn in the chat. We got a lot of love in here. Robert Schwartz, Dr. Earl.
We got the P1s out today.
We got the P1s out in the building today. Matthew Nowak in the building, man. What's going on with you, man?
Broski, what's good?
Hey, listen, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. If y'all could just do me a quick favor and
push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks, so make sure that you get in tune with us, man. My boy.
What's good?
The Chicago Bears have finally released Nick Foles and allowed him to look for his next trade partner, or his next team, I should say, not trade partner, his next team. The question I have for you and the chat, a trip down memory lane, is trading for Nick Foles, trading draft capital for Nick Foles, the worst decision, the dumbest decision that not only Ryan Pace, because I got to throw Nagy in this as well, but also Matt Nagy made in their tenure as Chicago Bears?
I think it was. I think it was. I was on record. The minute that they made the trade, I'm like, I don't know if y'all know this, but this man ain't coming here to win no Super Bowl. Like, I said, I'm like, the only time this dude, I was like, one, this offense don't work. And the reason why I worked in Philly is because you had legitimately 3 All-Pros on the offensive line, and you don't have that here. Minus that, Nagy was just horrible. The minute
Now
that they
remember,
made that
now
trade,
remember,
I
I
said that
see-
wasn't gonna work.
I see everybody saying the Trubisky pick. This is a Pace and Nagy decision.
This is a Pace and
Nagy wasn't here for Trubisky. Trubisky was getting
that had to be the worst. That had to be the worst because I knew it wasn't gonna work. I knew it wasn't gonna work.
It's interesting, right? Because like to me, I was intrigued by Foles, but when Foles won the Super Bowl, he had the best offensive line in the NFL.
I'm saying, like, dog, you had the best tight end, the best rookie tight end.
Yeah.
And then you had 3 All-Pros on the same offensive line. And then you had Alshon Jeffrey. Then who was buddy? He came to y'all too, the tight end.
Who, Jimmy Graham?
Huh?
Oh, Adam Shaheen.
No,
Shaheen?
not
Shaheen?
They ran the Philly special in the Super Bowl.
Came to us.
Trey
Burton. Trey Burton.
Yeah.
Trey Burton.
Yeah. They had Trey Burton. Trey was solid. It was like, nah, I knew that wasn't gonna work. I was like, man, y'all act like this offensive line is the best in the league right now.
It's such a, like, I think the funniest thing, I saw somebody tweet it out. I wish I knew what buddy's name was. I give him a shout out on the show because it was such a God level tweet. He said that the best thing Nick Foles did while he was here was when he told us in the media, this offense doesn't work. When he told y'all in the media, this offense does not work, it was the beginning of...
It was the beginning of the end.
It was the beginning of, hey, like, listen, I don't know what what y'all believe in with this Matt Nagy guy, but you might want to stop.
Whatever you're doing, we'll stop.
That was literally the beginning of, like, I don't know what y'all believe in with this Nagy dude, but don't believe it. It ain't gonna happen. So
they was in that role in that, man. And bro, they usually kill me because Nagy used to roll Nick Foles out of the pocket every week, like this man had.
Like he had the wheels, bro.
Bro,
but wouldn't roll out Mitch or Justin.
Legitimately, I'm like, fam. He legit went back to him and said, bro, I'm not even like that. I'm like, yo.
I
knew the minute.
And it started so hot, right?
Pat,
started so hot. That Atlanta game, he leads the comeback too.
But I caught that. I said, watch. I'm like, yo, he threw this pick right to him. I guarantee you the next year, he out of there. You call me. You call. I'm like, fam, it's gonna work for this week. Money's gonna be hype. Do not get attached. This is not Philly. Y'all not.
We're not like that. Hey, we were not. I ain't gonna lie to you. We were not. I'll tell you that right now. And then but see, here's the thing, right? Like, Is it the dumbest? Like while Nagy and them were here, like Shaheen is an awful decision. Especially knowing that a round later Cooper Kupp went. Signing Andy Dalton for no apparent reason. Switching the game plan every other week. There's a lot of dumb decisions in the tenure, dog.
Fam, hey, you already know the one I'm finna go to.
Which one?
Legitimately throwing Justin under the bus for like 3 straight weeks.
Bro, throwing Justin, I don't know. That's more Nagy than Pace, though. But yeah, Nagy throwing Justin under the bus.
Hey, that's still my favorite one. Nah, that's open. When you see this left, I promise you it's open.
Bro.
Justin went to the media. Hey, I don't know what they told y'all, but
Justin just went. No, Justin just went to him and was like, he basically was just like, yeah, they somebody said in my ear that, you know, if we get the penalty here, it's open. What?
My favorite one.
Threw 3 picks. Threw 3 interceptions. Just throw it up.
Nah, I never told him that. That's just, you know, that's something that he has to eliminate.
Hey, look, and then the OC, and then freaking man, I really put these mugs out of my mind. I can't even remember who our OC was. Laser comes out and he's like, yeah, no, he was told that it was open. What? We doing this? That's how bad we are? Are we really that big of a joke? We are? Okay, it's nice. I'm telling y'all, there is no humanly way possible that we will be that bad. There is no humanly possible way that we will be that. Matt Nagy was a historically bad play caller, probably among the top 5 worst. Matt Nagy is legitimately, he might be, it's crazy too, right? Because we got to the playoffs like 3 times with him. Twice. Bro, he might be the worst. Dick Duran had a better offense. He might be the worst head coach in Bears history, bro. Is he the worst head coach in Bears history? Or is he just the most recent? Dick Duran was pretty bad. Dick Duran was pretty god-awful. Wani was bad, but like at least like the Bears competed a little bit. Like they had at least had 5.
Nah, I gotta say he the worst. Like cause if we're talking about in totality, I mean like
Trestman was bad, right? Trestman was bad.
But see, that's the thing.
But Trestman's offense was still like 26 points a game.
Yeah, no.
They had no defense. So and they couldn't protect Jay.
In there. But if we're talking about like totality, like Lovey got them to the playoffs, even got them to the Super Bowl. Like they went to the playoffs twice. But like if you talking about in totality, like the fact that another player is coming to you on the sideline mid-game and they pick it up on the mic, telling you that the offense doesn't work and this dude is probably bad, and I'm probably not gonna suit up or play for him ever again unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah,
you're horrible. Like
Trestman was pretty awful, but I feel like we hate Trestman because like Trestman destroyed the defense that we love. Trestman was pretty awful though. Trestman might. That's tough, dog. That's tough. Trestman lost his locker room. Hey, look, Matt didn't exactly keep it. John Fox wasn't given a great deal here. John Fox
he wasn't giving a good hand.
Listen. John Fox wanted to give us Deshaun Watson. I give John Fox credit off of that alone. John Fox was like, we got to get Deshaun Watson.
He's in Bears allure because of that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Wannstedt is easily the worst. Wannstedt was pretty bad. There's man, that's sad that we can be like, hey, literally, out of all of our last 6 coaches, which one sucked the most? Good grief, man. Hey, man, we're going to switch gears a little bit here, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. We want to get into a little bit of NBA, man, because we do got the playoffs going on. In this second hour, we normally talk a little bit more national sports as well. Unfortunately, our Bulls are no longer in the playoffs, but I'm telling y'all, pull up Wednesday. Pull up every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 1. Shout out to y'all. But pull up Wednesday. We've got a special guest coming on the show. First hour, going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Make sure that you guys tune in and rock with us on that. It will be a guest that you will absolutely lose your minds on when he gets here. Let's get into this, though. Because we saw the playoffs yesterday. We saw the round 2 start. And the Bucks and Boston matched up. And it did not go the way that I'm sure most Boston fans thought. I'm sure that most basketball fans thought it was going to go. The outcome was similar to what I thought it would be, but I didn't think that it would look that lopsided there. After watching game 1, how do you feel about the Celtics matching up against the Bucks, and how far will this thing go?
All right, so you ready for this?
Let's do it.
The Bucks winning in 5. The Bucks winning in 5. This is without Chris Middleton. I'm so serious, and this is why. I think that they thought that legitimately the same way that we played KD is how we was gonna play Giannis, and
I saw that.
And that absolutely didn't work because I'm sitting there. I'm like, you know, okay. You know, they saying Horford is strong enough. You feel me? Let's see what he got. Automatically, just it was a couple of times where he crossed him or kind of lost him a little bit, and I'm just like, look, this ain't even in him. But then it was just like the cross matches between you know, Ime Udoka and Mike. It was like
Mike Budenholzer.
Marcus Smart didn't fully stay on Drew Holiday the whole time. Like they have nothing in the interior, and the thing that I feared was talking about the most of them was, can Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, and Brown hit shots? If they hit shots, they were going to win the series, and that's going to be the caveat to it. That was going to be the caveat, because right now, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, especially Jaylen Brown, if he's not fully locked in, they have no shot. Couple that with the fact that they're battling calls.
Yeah. How far? By the way, Giannis is just. I mean, it's getting worse, bro.
Fam.
It's getting worse. Giannis is literally just.
It was 19. It was 19-8-9 at halftime,
bro. Giannis is literally just running over people and just not getting called for charges, not getting called for push-offs.
Hey, Brook Lopez.
Listen. I get it. I get it's the champion, but this is one-sided. Did
you see the one where Brook Lopez was legitimately? I think Brown had him boxed out. I think it was Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, and
legitimately, Brook is on his back, just like the one you sent me with Kyle Lowry. Brook is, bro.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing that's interesting about the series, and to me, I'm gonna be real with you. I think it goes 6. I think Bucks win because I have a tough time picking against the NBA champions. But it all depends on who's knocking down shots. I think it goes 6 regardless. If all of a sudden Boston gets hot and is able to knock down the 3 ball, Boston's going to win. Because we know they give up the 3 a ton. Peyton Pritchard was awful in that game. Jaylen Brown struggled. Jason Tatum struggled. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even really see Tice.
Tice essentially did. Listen, it's Tice guarding Giannis. Like,
Tice, you
didn't see him because he was dead.
Al Horford ain't doing much better.
Neither of them are. You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest difference there. But to me, right, like I look at that as a situation where if I'm the Celtics, the Celtics, I think they really thought they could play bully ball with the Bucks, and that ain't gonna work when the biggest bully on the block plays for the other team, in Giannis Antetokounmpo. And to me, the biggest part that the Celtics need to adjust on is slowing down everybody else. When I'm watching them trying to shut down Giannis, the way that they shut down KD, that's not gonna work.
That's not working, bro.
You're not going to strip the ball out of Giannis's hand. You're not going to snatch the ball away from Giannis. You're not going to meet Giannis at the rim and make his life hard. See, the difference is with KD, right? KD, you were running him off of the 3-point line. And on the other side of that, you were shutting him down in the paint. So he had to take long mid-range shots. He's taking 25 footers here. And and they were contested 25 footers at that. The biggest thing the Bucks can do is, or the Celtics can do, you got to find a way to stop Drew Holiday, Mr. Defensive Player of the Year. You've got to find a way to stop Drew Holiday. Bobby Porter's 15 and 11. He's going to eat there. You've got to find a way to stop Drew Holiday. If you don't stop Drew Holiday, you're not going to do very well in this series.
It's a trickle down effect, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, I mean, I think Udoka will make the adjustment, but it's just if Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown don't get like locked into the series, they have no shot. I would have expected, Jaylen Brown to at least come out. I mean, and they said it. They wasn't ready. They wasn't ready.
Credit, though. I'm not taking credit away. I'm not taking credit away from the Bucks for what they've done to the Celtics, right? Like, in this game, in the playoffs, we've seen the Bucks shoot well.
Fam, they shot 33% and still
two games. You know what I'm saying? We've seen the Bucks shoot well for 2 games in the whole playoffs. The Bucks shot 41%, and they shot 35% from the 3. But on the flip side, the Celtics shot 33% from the field, 36% from 3, and they made them take 50 3-pointers. The second team that they've made take 50 or more 3-pointers in 2 rounds of the playoffs. And we're only in game 1 of this series. They're willing to let you take those shots because they're playing the numbers. Are you going to have enough teams to knock down the 3 on that scope? You know when this is going to become a problem for them? If they do get to the NBA Finals and they have to play the Warriors.
And this is the thing. I'm not going to lie to you. 1, I don't think they do. And 2, I'm with Baki with the comment that he made. Say what y'all want to say. And I told y'all Miami was going to make that. Miami is at minimum supposed to make the ECF. I think we're the only team that legitimately outside of
them gonna be some boring
outside of the Warriors can beat them.
I think y'all get there.
The Warriors can beat them.
I think y'all get to the ECF. I do think y'all
they give up the 3. So we're gonna take it, and then it's
are you gonna make it? That's where you find out if Tyler Hero's gonna be worth the money.
This is the thing, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Muggs all season wanted to talk about Brook Lopez, and I told y'all that PJ Tucker was the one loss because he's gonna be able to pull Brook away from the basket because they're going to give him the corner 3. If he knocking down the corner 3, we gonna be able to knock them off because everything else to that point will be okay. Now we essentially playing straight up. Now if you still want to give us the 3, it is what it is. So it's basically just you're going to you either gonna play the percentages or you gonna figure out what you got to do. But I think outside of the Warriors, honestly we the only team that could beat the Bucks.
I still wouldn't pick y'all. There's nobody that, like, I'm sorry. PJ Tucker does match up well against Giannis, but
That too.
does he
Another
match
good
up?
point by Rager.
Does he match up well against Giannis in 7 games?
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
we got bodies for that though. We've been talking about depth all season.
I mean, listen, you got bodies, but how many bodies are going to give you the same production as PJ? Let's be real. There's a vast drop off with guarding Giannis after PJ.
That's true, but
and
look at it tonight.
PJ ain't no spring chicken no more either. Like it ain't like it's just
that's true. He's up there.
We talking about like I think it'll be a series that could go to distance, right? Because the Bucks haven't shot the ball great either. So I think Miami could do enough defensively to throw off Drew Holiday and shoot the ball well and make it a competitive game where y'all both are 3-3 in that. But if we being honest, like if it comes down to a game-winning situation, and I've had PJ Tucker guarding Giannis the entire series, and now I need him to stop him in a game 7.
I'm gonna have to put Bam on him in that situation though.
That ain't gonna go well.
Hey, listen. I mean, but it's all about taking the chance. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest with you, if the Bucks and the Heat was going head up and we went 7, I would give the nod. I would give the nod to us because we was at home, but I'm also knowing that Giannis is arguably the best player in the league right now. I mean,
in the world.
It's in the world. I mean, and it's wild.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy to see like how far he's come, how far the team has come. I mean, Brooke for them is just a dog, but yeah, like
Brooks the difference maker on that team. It's a completely different team with Brook Lopez.
It's only us and the Warriors. Like I can't. There's nobody else that can beat them. Like legitimately, from top to bottom, they're good. Like they're just that good. Like it's crazy.
I would agree with you, dog. But it's gonna be tough, bro. Like I'm sitting there looking at like the match, and it just looks like the load that you have to do to score the ball on offense is affected by what you've got to do to stop the ball on defense, and these guys just aren't able to hold out. They're not able to keep that level of play based on everything else that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's going to be interesting, man. And it's going to be an interesting series. Like I said, I think it goes 6. I think it finishes out with the Bucks coming out on top, in my personal opinion. Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. If you haven't joined in on the Discord, man, make sure that y'all follow us on Twitter as well. Join us at the WC Breeze on Twitter, at Pat the Designer, at Stefan Nadon. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. As always, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We're keeping it going with the playoffs, man. We got to go to an entirely different topic here. Because, I mean, listen, the Grizzlies look a little bit over their head in this one. They still make it a competitive game. They still make it competitive, but it
over the head.
It looked like, right, to me, that when the Warriors got their groove going, they were kind of able to control it, even though it was still back and forth. It seemed like their experience did more than the talent of Memphis in that situation to me. So for me, that was a heck of an entertaining game no matter what, right? But here's the question, and here's the thing that had everybody debating yesterday and losing their mind. In the second quarter, before we get to the half, cut me down a little bit, Ringo.
Okay, I got you.
Draymond Green ends up getting ejected for a flagrant foul that was deemed a flagrant 2. And so the question on the table.
We good.
Was the ejection based on the player, his history, how he's been in the past, or is the ejection based on the play? Your thoughts?
I'm with Draymond on that one. I think it was a clear. I think it was a clear reputation ejection because if you look at it, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go back and look at it again, but I didn't see him smack him.
Oh, he smacks him. He definitely gets him.
He
definitely gets him.
Okay. Well, if he smacked him, but at minimum, dog, it's a flagrant one because
flagrant one for sure.
Even if you look at the play, when he's bringing them down, like it's like okay, like I know that this happened. I'm trying to help you break your fall or something like that. Like it wasn't malicious. Like that didn't deserve a flagrant two. And this the thing, you can make the argument that if they lose that game, it was because of that. Because when they officially got rolling and that quote unquote death lineup was in there with him, Jordan Poole, Steph Curry, and Clay.
Yeah.
And then they put Kuminga in there, and then they're legitimately backdooring everything. Up until that point, like Memphis had no answer.
Yeah.
Like no answer for that. And like you said, it was going back and forth, and rightfully so. But and this is why I kind of got, as much as I love the Grizzlies, cause the whole team, I just love the swag of the team. I just feel like two things are true. One, Draymond was absolutely right when he said that Ja is probably one of the top point guards in the league as far as like playing man games. Because yesterday, what he did, like that mess, bro is crazy. I don't think you get another performance like that out of Jaren Jackson Jr. But also on the flip side,
Jackson lost his mind on the court yesterday.
He lost his mind yesterday.
That was a wasted performance.
That was definitely a wasted performance. Like, hey, he was knocking him down. No more just trying to get the lead. He was just looking at it like, bro, can we get a stop? But it was crazy to me because,
or at least grab the rebound when I block it away again.
Dylan Brooks. Or was it Desmond Bain? I think it was either Dylan Brooks or Desmond Bain. If Desmond Bain doesn't leave Clay, he left Clay 3 times.
Yeah.
He knocked it down twice and missed it one. I know if fifth was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. If he doesn't miss those 2 assignments, the Grizzlies win this game. Like it was legitimately that close. But the Warriors know how to close the game out. Like they were never sped up.
Yeah.
Like they were never sped up. And it was legitimately a case of when it was getting down to the last 5 minutes, the Grizzlies looked tired and the Warriors are just like, this what we do.
Yeah, we're comfortable here. We know what's going on. We're not losing any sleep over this game right here. And it was here's my breakdown of it, right? I wouldn't have thrown out Draymond because it's the playoffs.
Right.
But I see why he was ejected. I don't think this is a situation where it's the player over the play. There are 2 actions that in themselves would have been deemed flagrant ones by themselves. There was the slap to the face where he's trying to make a basketball play, but the NBA has all of a sudden changed their rule, or all of a sudden they care about, shots to the head, shots to the neck, stuff like that. That would have been called a flagrant one in the regular season. On the other side of that, you then get which I feel is actually the unnecessary part, the unnecessary jersey pull, where he grabs him, pulls him to the ground. Does he help?
I think that was just to help him though. Like I don't think.
Help him what? Out of the air? You grabbed his jersey and pulled him down. The unnecessary jersey pull to pull him down. Now, granted, he doesn't let him hit the ground. He tries to keep him. Like it's not a malicious thing in that situation, right? But there are 2 different actions that in themselves in the regular season would have been deemed flagrant ones. I understand why they made the call. I would not have made the call simply based on the fact that it's the playoffs, and this is supposed to be the time where the intensity is ratcheted higher.
Mm-hmm.
And those things are you see those things more. As long as he doesn't like slam him to the ground, let him just fall, seem to try to injure him. You know what I'm saying? Draymond pulls him out of the sky for sure, but he does like try to hold him up, make sure he doesn't hit his head on the ground. Those things play into it. But I understand why they called it a flagrant 2. I don't agree with the call, but I understand why they made the call. And so to me, I feel like the actual play itself led to it. And I feel like this is a situation where I mean, a lot of players around the NBA felt the same way, that he shouldn't have been thrown out. Of course, Draymond felt that it was the player over the play, right?
And also doing the pod right after the game.
Right after the game, bro. Hey, the best part is he walks back out in the street clothes. He's hugging him. Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Get in here. Come here. Hug. Yeah. That's how you get the come on now. Get up out of here. Come on now. Everybody getting a high five. Dude that didn't even play right now. Hey, I don't know your name. Keep it going, brother. Like, I loved it, dog. I loved it. But it was one of those, right, to me, where when I looked at the play, I can see why they called it 100%. I can see there's 2 separate actions that in themselves are flagrant ones on the same play. That's just math. Flagrant 1 plus flagrant 1 is flagrant 2. But I personally wouldn't have thrown him out of the game because this is the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? The NBA is trying to get to the point. The NBA is trying to get to the point where they want to get back to that tough playoff environment, where they want to get back to that fight it out playoff environment, right? That creates that environment. You throwing Draymond out of the green doesn't create that. Throwing Draymond out the green, throwing Draymond out of the game doesn't create that environment. It doesn't build that environment. And to me, right, that was the biggest takeaway for me from the whole situation with it, because I felt like that was an opportunity for you to see that game go to the next level. You already saw Draymond and Ja Morant getting chippy on the sidelines, chopping it up. Ja ain't backing down from nobody. I know I love Ja getting. I love that, by the way. I love that the fact that Ja is taking this attitude has made so many people dislike Ja.
Bro,
I love it.
You should have heard my man. I don't like him because he cocky, bro. What?
I love it. I love it. I love it. The fact that he is confident in his game, and the fact that, by the way, Ja Morant's dad looks so much like Usher that my dad said he looks like Usher. I didn't know my dad knew who Usher was till yesterday.
That's legitimately surprising. Hey, shout out to Pops on that.
Shout out to Pops out here, man. He know about a let it burn, gotta let it burn. Hey, I was legitimately like, he was like, hey, you know who his dad looked like? We was like, Usher. Yeah, I was like, you know Usher? Like, what y'all doing out here?
Hey, that's the immediate. Hey, you gotta try. How you know that?
How you know Usher, brother? What's going on with you? Hey, look, we know he know Beyonce. One of the greatest stories of all time with my pop, bro. My pop was staring too hard at the TV when Beyonce was on the Super Bowl. My mom came in like, what you looking at? Hey, he turned the whole channel. We was like, hey, turn it back.
Turn the channel because you got in trouble.
Yeah, because you got in trouble. Now we can't watch Beyonce shake that thing. Shake that thing, girl. Go. Hey, man, we got a couple of 3 games tonight as well, man. Appreciate y'all for showing love. Here we go. As we move on to some of the games that we got tonight, you've got Dallas versus Phoenix. That's going to be the big one, of course. We'll finish it out with Miami versus the 76ers, because I know that's your boys. You got Dallas versus Phoenix, though. How do you see this series going? You got Luka back. He looks like he's rolling right now. Phoenix Suns, of course, get Devin Booker back. They look like once they got him back, all right, we're back to our championship ways right here. What's your expectation here in game 1 and for the series?
I love it. I expect Luka to come out and do just do what Luka do, basically. I'm more excited to see the Jalen Brunson the Jalen Brunson Devin Booker matchup. If they even put him on him, they might do them with Mikal Bridges. But the one thing I will say is I got Phoenix winning game 1. I feel like this goes 6 though.
Hmm.
Like, cause I feel like honestly this will legitimately be a chess match between Luka and Chris. About like, all right, because it's like
We give Luka that kind of IQ with it though, like
no, I think Luka. How can I put it? Like I think Luka is I'm not gonna say he's there.
yeah.
He's like a tier below it. But this is either gonna be like a Chris Paul master class where like you gotta subscribe to my ebook, or it's gonna be like, nah, I was legitimately born for this stage. Now you about to get dropped off. Cause it's legitimately them just gonna be dictating pace, and whoever comes out with the more hustle points or fast break points is the team that's gonna win a series.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know if this is a series that the Mavs can pull out. It's going to be really tough for them. I think you're going to have Bridges on Doncic the whole time. I think you do go Booker on Brunson because Brunson is showing you that he's really, really freaking good. But is he the difference maker in that situation where I need something to get to the next level? We can beat, like, you think about it, like Brunson playing at an excellent level with Dallas, and it was 2-2 with Utah. That ain't Utah.
It was 2-2 on Utah off of I don't even. It really shouldn't have been that club, but I get what you're saying.
But I mean, no matter how the games went, right? It was 2-2 in Utah. So to me, that's the biggest question mark on your team, because if Bridges can shut down Luka, which I'm not saying he can, but if he can at least slow him down to a completely different pace. Now it's not Brunson out there with Dinwiddie and they're pushing the game their way. Now it's Brunson out there with a Luka Doncic who's getting shut down, and we know if he's getting shut down or who's getting contained, and we know that Luka's going to try to force it to get himself going, because he knows if he's great, this team is championship caliber. He knows if he's great, this team is on that next level. And so to me, I feel like you're going to see Luka kind of maybe pressing a little bit. This is his first time being this far in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
He's never been out of the first round. So his first time out of the first round. It's going to be interesting to see what he's able to do. I think this is going to be a fun series. I predict that it probably goes 7, because I think
you got 7. I
got 7 on it, because I think there's going to be some really good adjustments, and the difference maker is going to be that, listen, like, what's DeAndre Ayton going to do? We talk about CP3. We talk about all these other guys.
Like the biggest question mark.
What's DeAndre Ayton going to do? If DeAndre Ayton is the DeAndre Ayton that we know he can be, guess what? Phoenix in 5 possibly. But we haven't seen him be that guy consistently. In fact, when he became the number 1 option, we actually saw him shy away from that a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
I think the one big game he had last series was the 23-8.
23-8, something like that. 23-10. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like,
I don't know.
What was his numbers on that, man? Because let's see, DeAndre Ayton. Let's see his last few games. So he had a 28-17 game versus the Pelicans. That's crazy. 10 points, 9 rebounds game 2, 21-9 game 1. I don't know why I went in that order. Don't ask me. 23-8 game 5. Game 4. 19-9 game 5. 22-7 game 6. Just kind of really good numbers. Can't take anything away from him, right? But like,
ebbs and flows.
Nothing crazy. Kind of just consistent at 22. That doesn't push you to the next spot.
Right. I got you.
You gotta be in the, hey, I'm giving you 30 on your dome area for you to get to that point to me. So it's gonna be interesting, but I'm really excited about that series, man. I think that one's gonna be a lot of fun. Shout out to Nick Angst over at Locked On Mavs as well, man, because I do Locked On NBA with him every Wednesday. By the way, check out the latest episode of Locked On Bulls over on the Locked On Bulls YouTube page and on wherever you get your podcasts as well. I do a lot with him on I do Locked On NBA with Nick Angst on YouTube or on Thursdays. And he covers the Mavs, and dog, like, when Luka came back, he was just so ecstatic, bro. It was so funny to see. He was just so excited, bro.
Like
he never expected that from Brunson.
And this is the wild part though, because I know he was going. I feel like the Mavs is going to win in 7 just with Brunson bad self. Like the Mavs is
versus Utah? Yeah, versus Utah, yeah.
Versus Utah, he's going to do. But the fact that they got him back, it changes everything.
Yeah,
it changes everything.
100%, dog, 100%. Let's get into this last game, and then we go get up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all for showing love, but we got to talk about this Miami and Philly team before we get up out of here. That is the first game tonight. That's going to tip off at 6:30 tonight. No Joel Embiid for the first 2 games. He's broken his face. He's got a broken orbital socket, something that Nico Mirotic knows very much about, right? Listen, Ringo, how is that going to affect what Miami wants to do? Is Miami's trip to the finals, or at least to the ECF, sealed?
I'm gonna say yeah. Like it's and this is why it's free cheese in the paint.
It was free cheese in the paint before, to be honest.
But now
as much as Joel Embiid is a dog, they're not a great paint team at all.
No, not. Bro, I think they're like last in paint points or something like that.
Yeah, and they're one of the worst rebounding teams in the NBA.
Yeah, when me and Brand
literally all of their rebounds are just Joel Embiid.
It's wild, but even then, like the defensive numbers with him off the floor, for the first 2 games, we should have an easy time. Mm-hmm. The only way, and I'm gonna give a little bit of respect to it. The only way Philly hold steady with him out, James got to be James. But this is the thing, with Brian Windhorst coming out and saying James legitimately told him, when I turn the corner, bro, I can't cook that second guy off the screen.
Yeah.
Or I don't have that same usual like explosiveness that I got. It's a wrap. James has to be James in order for them to even win this series. If he's not close to that, they can't get up.
But which James does he got to be? Right? Like we can say James got to be James, but which James is that in the NBA playoffs, right? Like we talking.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's the thing. I need you to be regular. I need you to be regular season James.
Which one? He ain't been that dude in 3 years now.
I can't rely on you to keep putting it off on Maxey.
I feel like if you're looking at this right, you need somebody to step up that you have not utilized at all in this playoffs. Find a way to get the ball to Tobias Harris.
Please.
Find a way to get the ball to Tobias Harris. You've just gone away from him. You're not using him. He's essentially a defensive, which he's not even. He's a good defender. He's not a great defender. They're using him like he's a clamp, though. Like, you're going to be our defensive stopper. Like, what are we doing over in Philly right now, bro? That's why Toronto was able to get back into that mug in the first place. But you know what I'm saying? Like, Maxey going to be a piece in there as well. But offensively, how are they going to get? Now, here's the thing, right? Miami can go into offensive droughts as well.
Most definitely.
But is Philly going to play good enough defense to slow them down? That's the question.
And see, that's the thing. Can they play defense?
The thing about
the
Philly,
full 48.
the thing about Philly that was unstoppable was how Joel Embiid affected the game. Joel Embiid would dominate Muggs so much that it takes you out of the game on the other end. Joel Embiid versus Bam Adebayo. I'm sorry to say this, Ringo. It's not a good matchup. Hey, free smoke.
We was front and center for all of those.
Hey, listen, it's not a good matchup for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those where it really does change the game. And it's not even just that, though. Like, it's Joel Embiid being out paired with the fact that what's he going to come back and be?
Yeah, because
a fractured orbital socket essentially means like this is crushed. Like this is crushed.
Right.
It's the socket that holds your eyeball in place and everything is cased around it.
Mind you got the finger with you. So it's just
I feel like Joel Embiid's not gonna be able to come back and do enough in that situation. And so for me, right, like I think it's gonna be that one's gonna be a wrap, in my opinion. I think it's gonna be a pretty quick series. I don't think that Joel, even if he does come back, is gonna be able to be that guy. Plus, Miami has home court advantage in this situation. So we're gonna see what it is, man. It's gonna be a different game. It's gonna be a different level. And I mean, I'm excited. Here's the one good thing about, not to say good, but here's the one good thing about the Bulls not being in the playoffs. Now I can just enjoy the playoffs. Now I can just enjoy the playoffs. It's an exciting time for me. The NBA playoffs is, I can't get enough of it. I was sitting there watching the game yesterday, watching Ja Cook, watching everything going, and I was just like, this is so much fun. I'm so glad.
Hey, and that's the thing. He not missing that layup again.
You know what? I can't say that. That was defended excellently. The fact that there wasn't a second option on that, I don't know if Ja would have passed it to a second option anyway. He likes having the ball in his hands to win the game. He likes being the reason that his team wins the game. I like that mentality. I'm a live or die by a shot by me. But there's no
Clay played excellent. Bro.
Clay played it perfect.
Clay is still that dude when he absolutely has to be.
Yeah,
Clay is still that dude.
Clay played it perfect. Gary Payton played it perfect, and there's no second option there. Everybody was saying like he should have gave it to Clark cutting down there. Andrew Wiggins is coming over and Gary Trent's playing the passing lane. There was no second option on that play. It was Ja Morant makes this stretched out layup, which he can hit, which is his shot, which he literally won a game with in the last series, or he doesn't, right? And in this situation, when you're going up against a team that has won multiple world championships, he doesn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he does hit that shot in that same moment again. We'll see about that, though. I'm excited for the playoffs tonight. We'll be breaking that down as well. Like I said, make sure you guys tune in. We're gonna have the Velus Jones video dropping at 5 p.m. tonight, so tune in with us on that one as well. And we're going to have content dropping throughout the day on the channel, so make sure you guys show love to that. Even if you just turn it on, hit the like button, and keep it pushing, man. Shout out to everybody that stays around for the full 2 hours, man. We appreciate the love. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 to 1, as we do every single week. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. As always, man, it is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again, joined by the man formerly known as Ringo J, Mr. Stefan the Don. Hey, Roy, that's a fact. Ja Dad definitely was dabbing up Steph Curry. That's a mental tactic. He was doing it on purpose, man. He know it's going to piss Ja off. Watch out for game 2, man. Hey, Chicago, y'all stay safe out there, man. Peace.
Oh, that was good.